Well, I don't need to introduce Milton Berle, so let's get right to talking to him because there's too much to ask him in too little time to get it done. How are you?
Oh, I feel great. I feel wonderful. Down 162 pounds. I came down here a few weeks ago for the winter, and I found it until it warmed up.
Yeah, well, we enjoy the cool spells, you know.
No, that's not what I hear now.
Oh, yeah?
I hear a lot of tourists complaining, but they should be very happy that they're here because I hear it's freezing up north in the Midwest.
Yeah. You know, I've been amazed at the candidness with which you deal with things in your book and with interviews I've read. For example, you talk about having a love affair with an actress whom you call Linda, by whom you fathered a son, but she married someone else, a
Right.
studio executive in Hollywood. To this day, the boy does not know that you were his father?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Well, of course, that's the only three phony names in the book, Linda Smith, Chet Weston, and Larry Weston. No, the boy doesn't know, and I had a love affair back in the 30s with this very beautiful starlet, and then she became a star, and she carried my baby, and it was a baby born out of wedlock, but while she was carrying my baby, she married this producer who could do much better for her. Well, we won't call him a producer. We'll have to get around it so we don't, because the boy thinks that...
Does he look like you?
Well, he resembles me. I think he's got a little Bugs Bunny teeth, but I think he's much better looking than me. Not maybe when I was his age,
Yeah.
but he's doing very well, and he's in his 30s, and he doesn't, the questions you asked me, Joe, he doesn't know that I'm his dad, you know, and I've seen him, and I see him at parties,
Yeah.
and he calls me Mr. Berle and everything. I said, don't call me Mr. Berle, you call me Milton. And of course, you know, the punchline of the book, which we will not give away, is quite painstaking, and it was a very rough book to write. It was like lying on the couch, you know.
Why did you write it? Honestly.
Why did I write it? Well, that was one of the reasons I wrote it. I guess I'm a coward. I had, his supposed father passed away in 1953. His mother's still living yet. You know her, you heard of her. She became not a big star, but she was a starlet, and then became kind of and she's still living yet, and I think it would be very, very dangerous now, and I think it would be a traumatic experience, Joe, for me to walk. I've always had the guts to walk over and say, I am your dad. But unlike the Gypsy Rose Lee and Otto Preminger situation, a Gypsy passed away, not hoping that his mother passes away.
Yeah.
But I think I'd be afraid to walk over and say, you dirty blank, 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 and punch me and say, how dare you say that? I just don't want him. Why did you wait so long to do this? And he would call me a liar and get in a fight or something. And also, I think he would lose a lot of respect for his mother. Don't forget, it's still his mother.
Sure.
And so I haven't got to go there. That's one of the reasons I wrote the book, to maybe try to divulge. Maybe we'd call him Larry. If Larry picked up the book,
to figure it out.
Could it be me?
Yeah.
And I'm waiting and waiting for him to walk over to me, but
That's a very sad
it
story.
was a sad era there. And as a comedian, trying to make people laugh, it is quite difficult to keep that smile on the face and tell jokes and hello folks, these are jokes, and still carry that burden around.
Well, there's a lot of sadness in the book and in the interviews I've read. For example, you talk about gambling, that you figured you've lost $3 million gambling.
That's quite true.
Playing
And
the horses.
it's a shame.
Now,
But
you've
you
given
see-
all that up? You don't
No,
gamble?
I don't gamble anymore. Only when I do my act.
Yeah.
That's,
Good chance. I want to ask you about your mother. I got the feeling that...
you want to take a break first?
No.
Oh, you have a break on the show?
No.
This is sustaining?
Yeah.
Oh, no, come on. No one, I'm not getting paid.
Yeah, no, but...
Until,
well, we pay you later. We residuals.
yeah, I know.
Residuals.
You pay me off with Wometco passes.
Right. We get you. You can see it every Wometco movie free that you can get
I
in.
wouldn't dare miss a Wometco theater. Okay, Wham?
Your mother. Did she
Sandra?
want you to be big in show business?
What do
Was
you mean,
that her?
did she want? Did you read the book?
But people out there didn't read the book.
Well, what?
You and I can talk about the book, and they'd be lost. So I'm asking you dumb questions, and you got to give me
You're
smart
not
answers.
asking me dumb. You ask me questions that you would like the audience to know.
Sure.
which is very good. You're all right. In my book, while we're on the subject of mother, the dominance of my mother from a theatrical viewpoint worked. But then the closeness of always being with me and what I had learned in my teens, early teens, or from 5 years old up, I thought that was the way it was supposed to be. Until I reached manhood, which we won't go into that story, but that's also very interesting in the book, my first love affair. Then when I had the first love affair at a very early age, and I found a new life, show business was good, but this was better.
Right.
So that's where my mother always stepped in.
Well,
Meaning, can I explain what I mean by that?
Please.
Meaning that when I got older, my mother just held on to me. And it was really a silver cord story. It was a mother and son with a possession. And it's in the book. If I went out on a date in my teens or in my 20s, or even go into the 30s, when I was 30 and 31 and 32, and I went out with a date, if it was the very sweet and lovely Wendy Barry, and I went out with Wendy more than 3 times, 3 dates, my mother would say to me, "Oh, is it that Wendy Barry again?" And after 3 times, she'd find some clever way to break it up because she didn't want to lose me, Joe, to another woman.
Right.
Besides working hard for me, there was such a great love for me that she'd want another woman to take me over or even me to get married. So that's one of the sad parts of starting so early with a mother and son relationship theatrically, and then turned out in socially not a very good thing. What were you going to say?
Well, do you feel better now that you've written the book and you're
Yes.
talking about these things?
Yes, well, there's one of the reasons, because, I, as a child actor, we all get nervous and all nervous stomachs and all that, and I've always had trouble with my tummy, and I had ulcers when I was 15, and just eating white bread and Maylocks and bagels, and eating all that white stuff. And finally, last November, I had my ulcers out. I feel great.
Oh, good.
I should have done it years ago.
Well, that's good.
But when I say should have done it years ago, up comes the element of time. I don't have time to do it. So,
Milton Berle, thank you
thank you very much, Joe. It's
Thank
been a very great pleasure.
We'll
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
I don't know.